So our next panel is a lot more intimate. And we're going to talk about just one particular type of business model, but you'll see with 3 different ways of going about it in 3 different countries. And so sitting here with me are Dominique from Haiti, Segeni from Kenya, and Mayuk from India. And each of them are reaching out to the diaspora as a key component of their business model. So in effect, what they're doing is reaching out to people living overseas to benefit their families or other people in their home countries. And so we're going to talk about, I think, the 3 of them. Dominique is an agent of Western Union and has developed a platform with Western Union to focus on remittances. Segeni is an e-commerce platform. And Mayung from Milab is a crowdfunder. So 3 different approaches, but I think as we talk, you'll see quite a few commonalities. So I think I want to start first with Dominique, because your model is a bit complex. So why don't you explain to everybody what it is that you're trying to do?
Yes, from a business point of view, first, what we are trying to do is leverage our distribution network in a way to better serve the remittance clientele and offer them other products and meet their needs in terms of what are they expecting to get. And that we could give them through our network. So, and this is where the solar lamps comes in. So we have a project that we are launching. It was officially launched, but not 100% as of now. We are in a project with ARC Finance and USAID, and thank you for this opportunity and also being able to talk about it today. And this project is creating a platform that allow Haitian diaspora through the world, because as Pam mentioned, we are partnering with Western Union, and Western Union has the largest network for remittance in the world. So any Haitian anywhere in the world is able to go through that platform. The name of the website is clairehaiti.com, which means Light Up Haiti. And they can pick up, buy a lamp, and go to any Western Union location and pay for the lamp through their quick pay service. So we receive the order in our site in Haiti. We also have a platform and Western Union and Social Express through an interface. Our platform communicates, and then when we receive the order on our platform, we call the customer and we make necessary arrangements to make the delivery to them to the closest location. So Social Express today has 340 Western Union location nationwide in Haiti, but we count 59 flagship locations, and the delivery is made through our flagship locations. So this is basically the program, the initiative that we have just launched, and for which the marketing awareness campaign is about to start.
Segeni, you're also targeting the diaspora, but you have a different payment model. So why don't you tell people a little bit about Mama Mike's and how people pay for the products on your platform?
Yes, so Mama Mike's is Kenya's first and oldest e-commerce website. I founded Mama Mike's in 2001. I was a student here in the US, and I was very enthusiastic about the internet at the time. And so I put together what I knew of HTML language then to put up a website that targeted Kenyans who lived here in the US and in Europe to buy gifts for their family at home. So it started off as a hobby and has now evolved into a business. And so through our website, people come, Kenyans living here, come and buy gifts such as airtime for mobile phones, gift vouchers for shopping at a number of retail stores in Kenya, flowers and cakes, and even a goat, like over Christmas season, which we actually film and then put onto YouTube for the senders to know it has arrived in safe hands. And cow- correct. And more recently, clean energy products. We started off with cook stoves, which we put on our website. It wasn't something I had thought of. It's because I knew the manufacturers of the cook stoves in Nairobi is a personal friend of mine, and I saw the product, and I said this would be a great product for us to sell on our website, and that's how we transitioned into clean energy products. And in a nutshell, that is how we that is what we do. We accept payments by a credit card using through PayPal, and that is what we do. In recent times, we have found that Kenyans living in Nairobi visit our website and also beginning to request for the same
We're
product.
going to hold that for later. Mayong, why don't you tell people about Milap and how you're accessing the diaspora?
So we started Milap with the entire philosophy of how we could make financing available at the grassroots so that people could access basic products and services. So the question was, how do we make financing available so that people could access energy products? Be it a solar lantern or be it a community getting a microgrid. How could people get financing at affordable cost for education, for water, for sanitation, for skill development, or even for small businesses to start up? Now, and the reason why we kind of did it that way is because we feel that India as an economy has scope of a large scope in each one of these sectors, be it education, energy, water. Now, interestingly, the question for us always has been, how do you raise funds for that? And that's when we started. We started off with as a crowdfunding platform, where we started raising small amounts from people across the world. And gradually, we are now targeting bigger funds as the fund size is increasing, as our credit history has improved, and as the models are getting proven every day. Now, the point where diaspora becomes extremely important for us is to answer this question. How do we harness this entire propensity of the diaspora? The diaspora wants to give back, and that is very strong amongst the Indian diaspora. They have been doing it for decades, I believe. So what we are, and what interests us is to answer this question, that how can we tap into this intent of the diaspora to give back and maximize the impact so that that can help a lot more people at the grassroots and also create sustainable solutions. We'll get into the details later on, but that's our interest when it comes to connecting with the diaspora for building a business model.
This is a perfect segue. Thank you very much. I would like to ask the panelists now actually how you engage with the diaspora, because everything we've been hearing about in the other business models, people are trying to sell a product to a customer in a developing country. But here you're trying to encourage someone outside the country to buy on behalf of someone else. So tell me, what are the tactics you use? And I'd like you to tell me both about maybe some of the practical things you do, and then perhaps how you tug on their emotions.
I like the word you use, Pam, emotion, because that's exactly what it is about when you are targeting the diaspora to send valuable things to their loved ones in origin, in their country of origin, and when you touch their heart and they are convinced that you're going to deliver a good service and quality products to their loved ones, that's how you build trust. And once you have achieved that, the message is much easier to be carried. And how will they know? Because their beneficiary in the receiving country will tell them what kind of service you are giving them. So this is something that we have targeting a lot about emotional bond with our customers, and it has been working very, very good for us in terms of return and trust for our customers. So the first thing we would do is ask them, tell your family to send you solar lamps. We do cash sales in Haiti, in our flagship location, for lower products that cost less, because when it comes to more expensive products, they will turn to their family and ask, can you please buy this for me because I cannot afford it. But also, there is a certain level of cost, that price that they can afford. So we do cash sales, but while they are visiting our locations for either buying solar lamps or most of the time to pick up their remittance, we will tell them that you can bash cash, or if you want these products that is on a poster in our location, you can call your family. We give free phone calls in our locations. You can call and ask them to send solar lamps for you, that one that you like, but it's a little bit expensive. And this is how do you do it. The platform I have to mention as an instructional video, and watching the video will tell exactly the sender how to proceed, what is the mechanism, and why paying through Western Union. That just because the Haitian clientele, unfortunately, doesn't have the they don't have credit card. Most of them are not bankerized people in the diaspora, and it would not be a good mechanism for them, appropriate to ask them to use a credit card. Maybe it will come after for a higher scale of clientele, but today we are talking about the mass of clientele, which makes it much more easier for them to go to Western Union and pay. So beside the direct marketing we do in our location to encourage them and ask your family to send higher end solar lamp for you, we will also we do a lot of direct marketing, a lot of grassroots marketing in Haiti, and the message will still be the same. You can buy cash, or if you want, you can ask your family to send you solar lamps. And the third one, which is to me the more powerful, but also as I asked the question this morning, how to use it best, is the social media. Everybody doesn't have access in Haiti to internet. We wish it would be more popular, more wide available. But with what we have, we do believe that working on that push-pull strategy, social media is a very powerful tool to be used to encourage diaspora to send solar lamp, clean energy to their family in Haiti. So basically, with those three tools, this is how we engage to send the message out, and we are sure that we're gonna see the results very soon.
Yonk, Segeni, do you want to follow? I know you both go to a lot of efforts to really personalize your appeal. Why don't you?
So in terms of when we look at the diaspora, break it into three parts. And the first thing is that what exactly is the need of the diaspora that we are addressing. The second is what we always try to look at, how is the decision making being done? You know, what are the drivers of decision making? And the third piece is how do we address it? Now, the most interesting observation that we have had over the last 4 years is that, you know, there are people out there who are contributing $25 on the online platform. Then we have high net worth individuals who want to do $50,000 to $100,000 out of their personal philanthropy. And then these days we are talking to a lot of family foundations who are talking about, you know, contributing $500,000 or, you know, at those ticket sizes. Now, the very interesting observation is that the need or what they want eventually is very common amongst all the three segments. Now, for example, one of the most common concerns from the $25 guy to the $500,000 person is, how do I know what the causes are? What kind of projects are going around in India? We are sitting halfway across the world. We really do not get to know most of the stuff that's going around. So discovering projects or the discoverability is a very important concern. The next piece is, how do we have control on how our funds are going to be used? Do we know where it's going to be utilized? Do we know the organizations who are going to do it? Do we know which geographies, and can we control which geographies they're going to be put in? And then the next piece is, how do we maximize the impact of our funds? You know, it's hard-earned money for everyone. So the guy who is putting in $25 and the person who is putting in $100,000, for both of them, the equal concern is, how do we maximize the impact? And surprisingly, these questions are common across the spectrum, irrespective of the amount that they want to give. What is different is the way decisions are made. the drivers of decision making. When I'm talking to a person who is going to give me, say, or going to contribute less than $10,000, the decision is more or less impulsive. I like this project, I like this story. I like the guys whom I'm talking to, and okay, fine, I'm writing a check of $10,000. The moment we start hitting the $50,000, $100,000 numbers, we get a lot more into the analysis of the project. We get a lot more into the history of the sites. And that's the way we try to address the two segments. So on one hand, the smaller segment, which we call the retail audience, we try to address them through an online platform, and I'll get into the details maybe later on. The second one, which is the higher ticket sizes, because there's a lot of analysis involved, requires a lot more of personal touch and handholding. So these are the two distinct ways of addressing these segments. And I can get into the nuances of it as we progress later.
Right. So you're absolutely right when you talk about this being an emotional business. Mama Mike's motto is share love, spread happiness, which at the core is really emotions. When you look at the testimonials that our customers post on our website, it's rarely about your service is efficient, we like your customer service. It always starts with thank you so much that my mother has now received shopping vouchers to do her shopping. Thank you so much for making my son's birthday all the way very worthwhile. So it's a very emotional driven service. And it's not exclusive to Mama Mike's. As Dominique said, it's the same thing for her service. When I've researched services in Ethiopia, for example, there's a service I know of called EthioGift. It's the same thing in Vietnam and in the Philippines. It's a very strong emotional component because the diaspora are very far away, and those close to them are far from them. And so when they find a solution that allows them to impact them directly, it becomes very emotional and very touching to them. And so that really is the underlying thing that drives their decision to use our services. And we access them all online channels. We have a website. We have a big email database. We're now aggressively embracing Facebook to reach out to the diaspora. And these are the ways in which we engage. And so we also now knowing that it's emotions that's critical to our customers, we also are very particular about the words that we use when reaching out to our customers. So we can engage them on the emotional level for them to understand what our offering is and how best they can use us to satisfy that emotional need that they have.
So Sagani, can I ask just to follow up, because you do sell a lot of products on your webpage. And we heard from previous panels that for a lot of people, these might be new. It could be risky to buy them. So can you tell us, how you were telling me at lunch that your customers help sell your products? Can you tell people about that?
Yes. So this is something we learned this year when we began advertising on Facebook, and it's particular to the cook stoves that we sell and the solar lamps. So we went to a very popular Facebook page in Kenya called Kilimani Mums, and this is where young mothers get together and discuss issues that are affecting them in their livelihoods. And so we posted something on there about the cook stoves that we're selling, and somebody wrote a question saying, "Oh, how do I know that this is a good cook stove?" And before we could respond, there were about 10 different people who responded saying, "Oh, I know this cook stove. I've used it for the last 2 years, and I'm very happy with the cook stove. And in fact, you can buy it at these different locations." And then somebody else came in and said, "Yes, in fact, I bought one for myself. After I started using it, I then bought one for my mom, and now I'm going to now buy one for my sister." And it just went on and on and on and on. And I said, my goodness, this is very powerful. There's nothing that we did other than post this on the Facebook page, and all these people who had used this product just came in and just started talking highly about the product. On the negative side, we had a similar experience with the solar lamps, where we posted something about solar lamps on another Facebook page, and one of the first responses that we got was, "Oh, you're too expensive," because I was able to get mine at this price, and the person posting came from Bungoma. This is in Western Kenya, and I know in that region there is a company that are subsidizing the prices of the solar lamp, so they're able to get it at a lower price. So their first response was, "You people are too expensive, making too much money from us." So it's a bit of both. But I think the crowdfunding, not the crowdfunding, the sourcing crowd information from from people, I think, is the way of our future going forward. I think having testimonials from people that are public, that are out there, is something that's very powerful, and I think it's something that we can expect to see in our own lives as we continue.
I had a comment to make on the emotional part that you said about the diaspora, not necessarily related to the question, but it's a very important thesis on which we are trying to work on our narrative. And I mean, when it comes to the diaspora, a lot of narratives actually try to harp on the guilt factor of the diaspora. The fact that I've come across from India, I've made a life in the US, and you just try to harness on that sense of guilt of the people out here and then say that, okay, that's why you should give back. What we are trying to work on, and it's not that we have an answer to the question, but what we are trying to work on is rather shift the narrative from guilt to a thought leadership. Can we say that the diaspora are the people who are brand ambassadors of the country? They are the ones who have ventured halfway across the world, made a name for themselves, and therefore they are making a name for the country as well. And therefore, they are the best people to kind of drive new initiatives which affect the people at the grassroots as well. So when you talked about emotion, I thought, I'll just share it because that's something we are trying to work on, and yeah, hopefully we will have an answer in the coming days.
Now, because you're all working with people overseas, technology obviously plays a key role in how you communicate. So do you want to talk a little bit about how you're dealing with some of the difficulties of reaching overseas? You've already mentioned a lot of internet and Facebook usage, but I know, Milap, you're trying to do everything mobile. Talk about that.
Technology becomes extremely important, specifically when it comes to addressing the online audience. And I'm talking of contributions as low as $25, and at that point of time, I need to reach out to a lot of people in an efficient way. And therefore, technology is the backbone of it. Most of our work is done through what we say is content. What we are trying to do is create partnerships with various content platforms, to take out stories of Milab borrowers, of the people that we are benefiting, to as many readers as possible. And yes, a major part of our thesis is to go mobile. The idea is this simple, that all the while we have been talking about, I really don't know what cause to contribute to. I don't know which projects are going on. I'm saying, hey, what if I were to bring all the causes onto to your mobile device? You're stuck in a traffic jam. You can read about the story of a single mother in India who was a victim of trafficking at some point of time, and today is fighting all odds and building a business of her own. And once you have read the story, if you like the story, at the tap of a button, it's integrated all throughout to a payments gateway or to PayPal, and you can make a contribution to that person. So that's the convenience and the ease which we are trying to bring in through technology in the entire piece. Then, of course, there are other elements of technology which come in where we are saying that, okay, how do I ride onto a social network? I can go and talk to maybe 1,000 people. But what if I were to choose 100 champions out there, each one of whom could talk to, say, 50 of their own network? And that's where we kind of try to identify champions who are extremely excited about a cause and ask them to run fundraisers or campaigns for it. So people are running marathon for, one of our very good friends and who used to work with Arc Finance. Chris ran a campaign in one of his marathons for bringing clean energy to households in India. And the most famous borrower he got was his 93-year-old grandma. Milap would have never been able to address that or push across the message to that lady. But Chris was able to do it because it was his own grandma. So that's how we ride on the social network to reach out to more people. The third model which we are trying to build, and which is a fairly nascent one, is how do we use consumer brands to connect them to a cause and reach out to their own audience. So for example, this e-commerce site called Zivome, which is the largest women's innerwear brand on the e-tailing side, they wanted to kind of project an image that they are doing a lot more for women and they are not just another transaction platform. So we helped them create a complete campaign of supporting breast cancer awareness in rural India. So this company came forward, they said that we are going to contribute a certain amount for breast cancer screening camps, which was being done by one of our partnering organizations in rural Tamil Nadu. And we created an entire digital engagement campaign for them. And that way, Zivami then was reaching out to its own user base, which was like a 500,000 user base. So that's the other way of reaching out, not necessarily to the diaspora in this case, but to the online audience.
Yeah, I mean, what we found in reaching out to the diaspora is, as much as we started marketing online, is we found the more we marketed online, that even Kenyans at home were paying attention to what we were saying. And that's a market that we had not planned to go out to. And so, we started getting comments like, why are your prices only in dollars? Can I be able to buy from your website? And we found that when you go online, you're not going online to one audience. You're going online to the whole world, because everybody, especially today in Nairobi, many and more people are getting online. And so we find that today, as we do our marketing, we're very conscious of the fact that we're no longer just a website that is exclusive to the diaspora, but we're now becoming more relevant to people living in Kenya. And so we're now changing the way we communicate to address that. But what we find also interesting is how the diaspora and the locals engage with us. So while people in the diaspora would come online, see what it is that we're offering, sometimes never ask a question, just place an order directly, or maybe send an email if they have a question before they place an order. We find that people in Kenya would call, rather than place an order, they would look at what they want, and then they would call us and say, hi, I just want to confirm that you're actually there, and that this product is there, and now I'll send you money using M-Pesa so you can deliver it to me, and this is where it is. They would not go online to place their order, or they would just go on WhatsApp and send us a message on WhatsApp saying, this is what I want, please deliver it to me. So as we reach out to people, we're reaching everybody, but the choice of how they engage with us, we're noticing that difference, that people here, very easy, I guess they're more used to placing orders online, and people at home are still coming of age, and so they just prefer talking to somebody first before they engage by placing an order with us.
Dominique, you already talked about some of your efforts to reach people in Haiti. Do you want to talk a little bit about what Western Union is doing in the diaspora?
Yes, from what I know, what they're doing right now in the diaspora is, first of all, conduct a lot of grassroots marketing. So they actually have a marketing firm that is contacting all the biggest Haitian association in the diaspora. When I say diaspora, actually for the Western Union marketing, I am referring as of today, to the Florida region. There are Haitians all over the world, and Florida, New York, Boston, North Miami, Boston, New York are big corridors for diaspora, Haitian diaspora remittance. But I know Western Union is focusing right now only on the North Miami region. So they will go to, they are contacting Haitian association that are well known and that have been existing and trusted in the community, and they go there and they make a demo of the lamps and of the website, and in a way that they are educating people, like this is the product and this is how you can send it to your family in Haiti. So they are doing that, and I know also they have some mass media marketing. Haitians likes to hear on the radio. I think it's kind of trusting you guys. If you are not on the radio, why? Because they are so used to that. So they are Satan. They are like, sorry, I'll find the word. Give me a second. They're expecting to hear the ad on the radio. So because you're a big company, you are on the radio, this is something serious. So we have to do the mass media. And also they are doing direct marketing. So wherever there is a big event and lots of Haitian, they would go there. So basically the key success factors for them for the marketing in Florida will be the grassroots marketing and the direct marketing activities.
Well, I'd like to ask Segeni and Dominique, how did you select the products that you put on your sites? And for you, how do you select the institutions that you're going to fund?
For selecting the products, of course, as you can all guess, what does a remittance company, just like Sogeswes, know about solar products? So not much, really, not to say none, actually. So this is where we benefited the technical assistant from Org Finance, and the process was a very, very strong one. That's not the correct word, but I'm sure you see what I mean. rigorous process. So it started with a survey with the customers, showing them, asking them about features, prices, warranty, you name it, all the features that would guide us after the survey to do a proper selection. And then we would look together the pricing, and Yara would make a value chain, a price structure for us, going back and forth, and this is how I learned to do it. Thank you, Yara. So now I can do a price chain for a solar lamp. So we went through all that, and it took quite some time, and because the selection, as you all can guess, is a very, very important one, because you want to end up offering to your customers the best one, the best price, the best warranty, and stock availability on site. You don't want to get out of stock, and the best after-sales service as well. So this is the assistant that we benefit from this program to make a good selection of products.
So in Mama Mike's early days, our philosophy was very simple. We knew we were targeting the diaspora, and diaspora's main need was to send money home. And so we just looked for what products can compete with money. And there are not very many products that can compete with money. But the ones that we found that made sense was airtime and shopping vouchers. Those were our first big products, and today continue to be our major, most popular products. And so that was perhaps what set the ground first for the first set of products that we had. And after that, it's just been an evolution of testing different products on our website. For example, when it comes to on Valentine's Day and on Mother's Day, we have flowers is the biggest products that we sell, and many people come to our website, and both local and from the diaspora placing orders on our website to send to their loved ones back at home. We launched a service of grocery products. We thought this would make sense for people in Nairobi. Traffic jams in Nairobi are horrible. You don't want to be stuck in a traffic jam in Nairobi. We thought it would be easy for people to just go online, select what they want to be delivered to their home. I think it was too futuristic for people in Nairobi. The locals never bought into it, but the diaspora did, to our big surprise. They came in and were just buying products from our website, and we said, oh, maybe this is something that they actually, because there's no other way they could do that themselves directly, and we provided a service that we had not thought that would make sense for the diaspora. We put in a goat because you know that over Christmas time it's a tradition to have a goat over Christmas. We put that there. We thought that we could put in a cow as well, so that we thought people could buy a cow for their family at home, so that they can have a cow that they could milk and get an income from that cow. That never worked. Nobody was interested in investing in that. I think they were afraid of what happens after that. Would I have to start paying for the vet and other complications that sort of follow from that. So it's been a process of evolution. And as I mentioned, the way we got into clean energy was not something we sat down and brainstormed. I just had a good friend who was manufacturing the clean stoves, and I said that can work on our website. And indeed, it has worked on our website, and that's how we've gotten into the clean energy space.
Now, choosing the organizations with which we want to work. So one of the theses that we follow is always be on the lookout for good organizations that fit into our overall vision or philosophy. We are always on the lookout for good organizations at the grassroots which are financing energy. So that's one part of it. But what's interesting to this conversation is how does the diaspora affect our choices of finding out organizations. So I'll give you a very specific example. When it comes to the Indian diaspora, there is a very strong regional choice that the diaspora has. And this was very true for one of our organizations in Gujarat. Because there is a lot of people from Gujarat who migrated during the 70s and the 80s and have built a fortune here with various businesses. They have this propensity of giving back to their own neighborhood, to their own home state. And that's where what we say is that when it comes to these bigger high net worth individuals or the family foundations, we are playing the role of more like a consultant. What my colleague Ami, who kind of leads this entire initiative, says that it's being like a social impact banker, where you're trying to constantly find out the needs of the diaspora. You're saying that, okay, fine, there is a very strong intent of these family foundations or high net worth individuals to contribute to projects in this particular state. They may be agnostic to the cause. They're saying that anything that's to do with the state, we'll do it. And that's how we started our programs in Gujarat. There is a very strong intent of the diaspora today to give to projects which have the lowest interest rate. So they're coming and saying that, if I'm giving it out of my philanthropic money, I want the maximum benefit to reach the end borrower, and therefore I'll choose programs that have the lowest interest rates. So traditionally, in the basket of programs that Milab promotes, our artisan financing programs happen at the lowest interest rate to the end borrower. So we immediately try to bump up such programs because we are seeing the demand from the diaspora. So that's how it's like a consultative process. It's a continuous dynamic process, and I think the best person to give an answer to that later on, you can ask Ami how she does it, because she's the master in doing it, is to sit there not wearing the shoes of a salesman, but wearing the hat of a consultant, figuring out the needs, and then going back and saying, hey, if these guys are trying for this, can we structure a deal like this? Can we figure out an organization which will satisfy these needs? And that's how it works as a two-way process.
We heard Segeni. We heard Segeni talking about some of the special things he does for holidays. I'd like to ask Dominique and Mayung if you're doing the same thing, maybe for Diwali or for Christmas. And I think you should also tell them what happens for Father's Day.
I mean, it's a very important part of our strategy, both for the online side of it, on the retail platform, and also on the connecting with the higher net worth individuals, the personal network on which we do is to ride on various occasions where people connect with it. So we always run an occasion called on Independence Day of India. On 15th of August, for a month, we'll run a campaign. So for 2 years, we ran it for Skilling India. This year, we did a campaign around Make in India, because that's a very big theme going on across the country. Then yes, as you said, Diwali is a very important piece for us to reach out to both our retail audience and the bigger HNIs and family foundations as well. For example, Ami herself spearheads a Diwali party and kind of fundraising during Diwali from friends, family, and also maximizing the reach. And it's not, and these occasions, the focus is not only to fundraise, the focus is to spread the message out. And that works really well, rather than if you just try to say that, hey, we are going to target X amount of fundraise in Diwali. No, that's not as effective as we found out. What's effective is, this Diwali, we are going to do something which will let a more number of people know about Milab. And that's when these become effective. And then over the entire year, you start harnessing those partnerships.
I would rather talk about Christmas than Father's Day in Haiti.
But that was for Segeni.
Okay, okay. Because December, and I guess for all remittances, is the biggest month of the year. And you have an increase in December that can go up to 50 to 60% more than an average month in the year. So, of course, since October, September, we are all excited at Soji Express. What do we do this year for Christmas? So, one thing that we do all the time, and it works all the time, and I know Nikki loves it, it's calendar. So people love calendar in Haiti because it's like a painting in their home, and they use it to decorate, and you might see a collection of calendar for many years right there, because it has a decoration purpose. It works. So in our calendar, since we are in the solar segment activities, we have added solar lamps. So now when you look at a Soji Express calendar, you see Western Union on the top, of course, but in the bottom you will see some solar energy, green energy message and pictures of solar lamps. So we'll do that. But more seriously, we also do promotion. We have to do promotion, and the promotion would be like send solar lamp as a gift to your family in Haiti and you get 10% reduction. You have 10% reduction, or if you send a solar lamp to your family for Christmas, then you receive a bonus lamp, like a small lantern, as an extra one for free. So this is the type of promotion we do, and of course, all our marketing force is behind it. So our soundtrack, because we have five of them nationwide, in the in the provinces, sorry, and 3 in the metropolitan area. So all of them will carry the same message. We have a Christmas promotion, and this is what it is. So we will put up posters in our locations featuring the product that we are promoting and the extra one or the discount that we are giving. So this is what we do for Christmas to push sales.
Yes, majority of our users are women, and I've always asked myself why is it mostly women? Is it because of the products that we offer, or is it the need that they're meeting, or is it because of our name? Because our name, Mama Mike's, means mother of Mike. In Kenyan culture, growing up, my mother would send me to go buy sugar from down the street, and she'd not say go to the shop down the street. She would say go to Mama Veronica's shop down the street to get some sugar. And so that's the philosophy behind how we came up with the name Mama Mike's. So I think maybe the relationship between all those factors perhaps is what attracts more women to our website. However, on Valentine's Day, that changes completely. On Valentine's Day, we have most of our orders come from men who are placing orders for their sweethearts and for their wives back at home and across the country. And then again, on Mother's Day, we have a big spike in our orders as well. We find a huge spike of people coming in and buying special products for their mothers. And what we thought, in the beginning, we always knew that, okay, if Mother's Day is good, then we should expect Father's Day to be just as good as Mother's Day. And it never is. For whatever reason, I've never known why, but no matter how much we market, it just doesn't. In fact, these days we've learned it doesn't matter how much money you spend on Father's Day, we just don't get the same reaction as we do as Mother's Day. And then the other big holiday is Christmas. Christmas time is a big festivity, and as she says, that's when we probably get 4 times the normal volume we get during the rest of the months.
Back to school too is event that you can leverage. You could say you need to get a solar lamp so your kids can study at night, and there are some activities you can do during the back to school period too.
You've all addressed this maybe indirectly, but I'd like to ask you very specifically, how do you build trust with your customers when they're so far away? And I think, Segeni, I'm especially interested in you because he offers everything from airtime to goats to birthday cakes to real estate. You can do a real estate transaction on his website. So I'd like to ask the panelists to address this.
Sure. When you're online, people really don't know who you're dealing with on the other side, especially if you're very far away. But communication is key. I mean, that's the most important thing. And so we make it possible for people to reach out to us in all ways. The first thing you see when you come to our website is our phone number, sort of scrolling on the top saying, call us now. We are there, and you'll hear another human voice as soon as we pick up the phone, you'll hear somebody. Many times they expect to hear Mama Mike's voice. There is no Mama Mike's, but in their conscience, they're always like, can I speak to Mama Mike? That's not always the case. We have a chat button on our website. You come up and you can then interact with us directly. We push WhatsApp. Has become a big way of communicating. It's free of charge, so many people like sending us messages through WhatsApp, and we're able then to continue conversations over WhatsApp. And now Facebook. So Facebook is also becoming another way in which people get in touch with us. Whenever we advertise on Facebook and people have questions, we always say, just direct message us, and we're able to get in touch and then continue that conversation with them directly. So communication is the number one thing. When people feel comfortable that there's somebody responding to them and responding to them on time, that makes all the difference.
How about for the products? Do you have problems with what happens if somebody wants to return it, or you have some problem with a product?
Yes, so that's very important to us. So customer service is number one. So making sure the customers are always happy with our service. So if there's a problem with an electronics product or a lamp or a cook stove, we take it back and we're able to replace it with a new one, and then we go deal with the manufacturer later. Sometimes it's problems beyond our control. maybe somebody's been in the diaspora for very long and they've given us a false address of the person. They don't know where that person lives anymore. We can't get the product to them. And so we wait for a while and then contact them back and say, we're unable to do this. What do you want us to do now? So it's really communication and just making sure that they feel satisfied and happy that we're responding to them.
I think trust for us is a factor of two things. Number one is people want to know who are the people behind the project. So that is extremely important, because we also believe in this entire idea that eventually people give money to people. So and this becomes very prominent when we are talking about the higher ticket sizes. When, say for example, and that's something that Ami has been building in the US, and it is extremely important for us to go to the right network of people to build on that trust. As a stranger, it's very difficult otherwise. Other than the people, the next piece that kind of then enhances the trust is communication and engagement. That how often are we communicating to our lenders? How often are we sending out our impact reports? To what granularity are we sending it out? How proactive are we in our communication? One of the biggest challenges of philanthropy in India, be it with the diaspora or otherwise, is that there is absolutely no engagement. The money is given, and for the entire year, nobody will be even coming back and saying, hey, this is what happened to your money. People love it. Again, it's the same characteristic from the $25 person to the $100,000 person. They just love it when we send them across an automated impact report and we say, hey, these are the people who have benefited from your program. When we send them a simple story of one of the borrowers that they have helped. So I think this is, it's a thing that goes in tandem, and people and communication is the two foundation stones for us to build trust with the community.
I really like that question, Pam. Trust. I think building trust with your customers, to your customers, it's an investment for a company, but nothing can be worth it more than that. You invest money in selecting good products. You invest money in training. You invest money in building your company image, and so on. You all know about it. But once you have that trust, it's an asset that you have forever. Of course, if you keep up the way you started. So, and once you have it, there is nothing that you want to do or sell to your customers that they will not listen to you. So to us, the experience was extraordinary. Sogexpress came up with a new remittance model years ago. It was, remittance at that time was a delivery model. You would send money to Haiti and they would take it to your home. But the situation was changing and security issues were becoming very important. So when we started with the Western Union is a delivery, it's a pickup company, it's not a delivery company. So when Sogexpress started being a Western Union representative in 2000, we spent 2 years making study and talking to customers. Personally, I went to Sogebank branches asking them, how would you like to receive your money? What do you like? What do you want? And 2 years after that, we created Sogexpress. And Sogexpress was mainly targeting to serve that segment of clientele of remittance. And we came up with a proximity model. We said, okay, we are not going to your place to deliver money. We will be in your neighborhood. We will be everywhere you are, and you will be able to easy to come and get your money. So we implemented a branch manager. We implemented a seating area, which were not existing anywhere before that. And by raising the level of service, the level of standard to that remittance clientele gave to Sogexpress a tremendous recognition, trust from their customer. So today, again, when we were about to start offering the solar products, it was very important to repeat myself, the selection of products was really a very, very important one to us. There is no way we want to offer our customers products that would not be satisfactory to them. So in the remittance, not only giving them a good, attractive space dedicated to them, but also remittance means money. So when I get to your location, I want to get my money right away. So we ensure that when they come, in terms of procedures, if they cannot write well, we will help them out. So we really tried to make the Western Union procedures and process very easy for them, and in a way for them to get their money quickly and easily. So for the remittance at that time, that was it. That was, I want my money in good conditions and good service, and they got that. So that's how we built up trust through 13 years with our customers.
I think after that very impassioned answer, it might be a good time to break.